Well, it's a new morning on the Model T. Beautiful day in Havasu. I should be out doing something fun. Well, not that this isn't fun, but you know. Anyway, we got that Model T rear end swapped in the truckster, and we're getting ready to cut the frame here. I put a couple more box plates in. As you can see, we removed the body. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this off. We're going to shorten this car 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this on top of here. I need to Z it 4 and shorten it 4. And I'll use that little piece to space that up, and then I'll just rechannel the back half of the frame to support that. But we're going to go ahead and cut this thing off, get it stepped up on the frame, and get it tack welded in place where we want it. And then we'll finish boxing and welding all that up and start cutting this rear end. I've got to cut this torque tube down because we're shortening the frame 4 inches, and we're putting the Model A transmission in, which I still have not installed, but that's coming. And we have to change the front drive shaft pivot or knuckle to a Model A from a Model T. And I'll show you what the difference is. It's quite a bit different on a Model A and a Model T. Well, things have escalated around here. McKay is in the house. His MOSG shirt. So when I took this differential apart, there was a whole bunch of chunks of this material at the bottom. Turns out this was a washer that went here on the thrust side of the differential. So what I've done, I've taken some transmission washers and tacked them together. But we are right now trying to grind the center out so that that'll fit over. It's really close, but it's off just a little tiny bit. And then moving along to the other thrust washer, those holes are supposed to correspond with some pins in here, which the pins for some reason are drove into the casting. So we're going to have to get them pins out and reset them. And McKay just cleaned the housing up, and he had to inform me that this side has the same problem. It's even worse. So we got to get that figured out. And then we'll reset this thing up and get this drive shaft cut and the length figured out and get our Model T rear axle happy. So we're attempting to get these pins out of this cast iron, and came up with this crazy idea to just weld this little nut to it and use a slide hammer. So I'm welding a little spot, and I'm welding that spot. And what we'll do, we'll let the heat kind of soak for a minute. That'll warm the casting up. And voila, the pin is out. We've got 3 out, 1 more to go, then we'll clean all that up. We'll re-spot weld them pins to get the length, put them back in so they'll hold our washer, and be ready to put it back together. Right. McKay's frustrated in the differential world of Model T, but we're gaining. We have done 1 assembly on it now, and we think we're pretty close. So we are going to silicone it, put the 2 clams together, I'll call them, and then the pinion we can set up when we go to build the front drive line. But yeah, this is pretty crude. These are the carrier bearings. pretty crude differential, straight cut gears. I mean, we're talking straight out of the what would you call this? The caveman day?
Stone Age?
The Stone Age, that's the word I was looking for. Stone Age. This is Stone Age stuff. Kind of cool though. It's over 100 years old and it still works. I mean,
This is all new to me. I mean, I've set up a carrier before, but this is not the same.
This is definitely not the same. Yeah, you think you can build a differential? Build a Model T differential. They're different. But it's pretty cool. We've just been shimming it up with whatever we've had, and so far we've got it better. So we'll get her assembled.
What you doing over here?
Well, we've been all over town looking for a piece of brass to make us a thrust washer. And I give up. I've decided that nobody in Havasu has brass, so we're gonna braze this washer up and make our own brass washer. We're going to braze both sides up and remachine it down, make it a 1/4 inch thick. Tighten up our Model T rear end. I've got a bunch of garbage brass here that I don't like, so I'm using it. Seems to be going on this clean washer pretty good though. How you did it back in the early 1900s. You didn't have parts stores, so you made your parts.
You couldn't just call Yukon Gear and Axle and get some shim kits?
That's who you should call, Yukon Gear and Axle. Yeah, I'm looking for a thrust shim, 250 thousandths for a 1917 Ford. Hello?
You might get a
busy signal. Dial tone. Start saying it's not the right part, but it'll work.
Well, if it works, it's the right part. Right?
True story. Blowing in nice. I don't know how much I'm getting on there, but I'm trying to put all of it on there.
Well, you kind of got that lip in the center that once you got the bead
dam
around the outside, it's a nice little
puddle dam.
You can make a little lake in between the two.
Float it in. Yeah, it's going good actually. One brass washer. Steel backed brass washer. One steel backed brass washer. It was hot. Way hot. We'll let that cool for a little while. And we'll finish the machining process on it. Look at that, didn't even burn up all my brass.
Cool.
Well, final result. It's got a little spot on one side. There's a little dimple on this side. That'll just carry more oil. Show you where this goes. So this sets right on here. There's a thrust washer there, spring steel. There's another one down here. And we're going to assemble this and test it. See if it'll turn. If we can bolt it down and it'll turn over, there's not play in it, we're winning. So I got a little message from a feller that needs one of these, and he is in Tucson. So, you know, like you do for your friends, you throw that in the ute, fuel it up, grab some beef jerky, and head for Tucson so that he can get on the road. Alrighty, so we've made it all the way down to Tucson Raceway to meet a guy.
How's it going? You made it. Thanks for coming.
So, I've had this thing in my shed for I don't know how many years. The project I was going to use it on is long gone, and this 456 is not going to do Derek any good, I guess. For how many miles you got to go?
Conservatively, about 1,800. Truth be told, it's probably going to be more like 1,900 because we don't stick to the highways, right? It's all back roads.
Well, the directions you gave me here wasn't even. I had to find my way. It sent me to the fairgrounds. Yeah. But anyway, you're going to want to go over to Derek's channel and check this out. He's here with his son Bailey. They are going to horse this thing home. I hope they make it.
It's going to be interesting. We saw this at Duct Tape Drags, and I was just teasing people because they say they could be only worth a certain amount. So I was like, hey, I'll buy it for that. This guy about gave me the keys immediately. He says, yep, it's yours. And I was like, oh no. So we started here for a year, came back out, and we didn't even move it a foot. Transmission issues. And discovered what we thought was a high threes is in fact a 456. So 40 miles an hour at 3,800 RPM did not sound good for a road trip.
Yeah, and the car that Paul and I got from Derek, it went 52 until we changed the tires. And thank goodness Derek said, you probably want to take these tires with you because that was the only way we made it.
Yeah, I figured you might get a couple mile an hour out of them tires. I was saving them for that.
We got more than 5 miles an hour out of those tires. It was a big difference. But anyway, so I'm going to help him swap the yoke on this. And then I'm turning and burning right back to Havasu. Should be home around 1 o'clock. These guys are probably hitting the road tomorrow from the looks of this.
Yeah, this is the last piece. We got headlights. We got chargers for the phones. We've got it running on 6 cylinders. I don't know what else you need. We got a fuel cell inside.
I peeked inside the car. How are you guys going to communicate?
Scream. Did you see the dryer venting for exhaust?
I did. I said it's awesome.
Yeah. Should be fun. But yeah, big thanks to Merlin and all you crazy folks for following him. And the car community is amazing, and this is just another example of that. So we appreciate it.
Well, new day in the shop. McKay's here, bright-eyed, bushy-tail. He just had a birthday. 53 and counting.
Start digging the hole.
Well, yeah, start digging the hole. What the hell, McKay? Such a smart aleck. Anyway, we're working on the drive shaft here for the Model T. Got the Model A drive shaft cut and machined. Got a coupler on there. And we're just waiting for this to cool off because that'll tighten everything up. And then we're going to weld those. And that's ready to install. Then we got to weld the tube together. Basically, we're putting Model A on the front, Model T on the back. McKay's tightening up some things on the rear end, putting brakes on. We're going to get this thing blown back apart and finish all the welding on here. Clean that all up and hopefully paint the frame here shortly. Be going back together. What are you doing, McKay?
Building brakes.
Relining some tubes. Relining your Studebakers to put on your Lamborghinis.
That's right.
We
got a punch press.
Yeah,
that's older than I am.
Got to be older than both of us combined. Look at that. I like it. Another beautiful day in Havasu. I've been welding on this thing. I've almost got the frame fully welded. I gotta finish a little bit on top and then we'll start in on the grinding. Well, so here we go. The install of the Model A transmission for the last time. We hope. We hope we've got it right. Okay, he's got aircraft nuts that's tucked down in here all slick like. Leave that one off. Yeah, pull right back and get that on. And then this one. But anyway, we've modified and tweaked and messed with, and yeah, we created a pretty short little adapter, honestly, of all the ones I've seen out there. Ooh, you got it, huh? That's one. 1 out of 4, McKay. Feel like you're working on a helicopter right now? Rolls Royce.
Something like that.
Well, you're putting Rolls Royce helicopter nuts on there. I know that.
I am.
I know that's exactly where them are from. Yeah, this one didn't start.
No.
Needs to come back just a little. Just a little bit. There you go. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Give me a wrench. Let me get a little bit on there. Okay. How are you down there? Is it coming through?
I got one started, now I gotta find the other one.
This one's not through far enough. I have no idea. Dropping those precious nuts. Those precious helicopter nuts.
I just had them. My hand.
See that other wrench? Is that one poking through over there yet?
No, it's probably a thread.
Okay, I'll keep coming just a little then.
Where the hell did that thing go?
Is it coming through or no?
It's probably 2 threads now, so
We stop there.
you have to
I have no idea. I thought I heard something drop, but I don't know. Could be anywhere in this dang shop. Difference between a Model A and a Model T U-joint. So this one in my hand is a Model T. It uses a 1-inch square drive system. On a Model A, they use a 6-spline, a little bit larger, but same basic design. But yeah, obviously they're not compatible at all. So the ball pivot on a Model A is much better and stronger than a Model T. So we put the Model A assembly on there rather than adapt the Model T to here. Because I could have put this on the back of the Model A transmission, but yeah, that's too much work. But anyway, we're on. We're ready for some gear jamming on a Model T. And we got the frame all cleaned up, ready to start putting a little bit of skim mud on some of my divots here. I got some grind spots I want to fill in and smooth, and then we'll get some black paint going on that and start assembling the chassis. Well, it's black. Henry Ford said you can have it any color you want as long as it's black.